Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
All right, so it's hot and muggy out there. No surprise, but the thing is, it could get worse as the day goes on. Andrew Humphrey is tracking the heat and our chance of storms. Plus,
this case is a sham, and I was prosecuted and convicted on the premise of my past only.
a man being sentenced for murdering a retired University of Michigan professor goes off on the judge in the courtroom. But first, a terrible crime early this morning on Detroit's east side. A child is reportedly sexually assaulted during a home invasion. That story tops our news at noon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Evrod Cassimy. Detroit police tell us that the suspect was armed during that break-in that happened just before 3:30 this morning. Let's get right out to our Sean Lay. He has been gathering more information. He joins us now from the scene. Sean?
Good afternoon, Evrod. We want to make this clear to everyone on the east side. This is a big deal. We're talking about 4 suspects Detroit police are looking for right now. I just spoke with this young victim's father and grandmother. They detailed a home invasion, an armed home invasion, and during this home invasion, the father says, his 12-year-old says he was sexually assaulted by one of these gunmen who was holding a gun up to his head.
From what I can tell now, he's really shaken up from the process. Everything, he's holding strong because he wasn't going to let them see him not keep his cool.
This is the father of the 12-year-old boy who was terrorized and brutalized in his own home early this morning. It happened on Beaconsfield near Outer Drive on Detroit's east side. Dad was at work. His 1-year-old and his wife were asleep upstairs. The 12-year-old boy was inside with his grandmother when 3 very young men burst into the home. They demanded cash and cell phones. They held a gun up to the 12-year-old's head, and the father says that gunman sexually assaulted his son.
That's why he's at the hospital now. But he tried to molest my son.
That father and grandmother headed right over to Children's Hospital where that 12-year-old is being treated and checked out right now. Police, we know, looking for 4 suspects here, not 3, but 4. 3 went in the house. The description right now, white t-shirt on the gunman with a white sweatshirt on the gunman with a white t-shirt over his face. The other 2 had black hoodies on. There was a getaway car and a getaway driver. No description there. We continue to work this for new information. We'll update this for you at 4 and 5 o'clock tonight. Back to you.
So very disturbing. Sean, thank you for the update there. And now to an emotional day in court as the man convicted of killing a retired University of Michigan professor learned how long he'll spend behind bars. 29-year-old Isom Hamilton will spend the rest of his life in prison without the chance of parole. It was earlier this month the jury found Hamilton guilty of robbing and killing retired Professor Robert Sharp. This was just last year in 2018. Emotions ran high as Hamilton spoke to the judge and continued to maintain his innocence.
That's all this case is lies. An attempt to falsely convict me. All the 5 charges I'm being charged with and given a life sentence for, I'm innocent.
Hamilton does plan to appeal the court's decision. We're following a developing story right now from Port Huron where a train has derailed right inside of the St. Clair River tunnel. This is footage from Sky 4, the scene. Port Huron city manager saying that no one was hurt and that officials from both the U.S. and Canada are working at the scene. The city manager also says there's no threat to public safety, but it's not known right now how that derailment happened or how long that tunnel might be blocked. Michigan State Police now investigating a crash on I-75 right in between a Detroit police SUV and another car. This crash happening around 4 a.m. near Clay. Police say that the other car drove into the police car's way, causing that crash. The condition of the driver is unknown right now, but we do know that 2 police officers involved had to be taken to the hospital. They had minor injuries. All right, as we were saying, we've got another hot and humid day out there as we take a look from our Windsor Sky Cam at the Detroit skyline. We could hit 90 degrees today. Meteorologist Andrew Humphrey in for Brandon this afternoon, also tracking some storms.
That's right. Some storms have joined the party early, it looks like, Evrod, racing across portions of the I-69 corridor in the Thumb region, including Port Huron. You can see a heavy downpour happening here that will be leaving Port Huron and heading into places like Sarnia and southern Ontario here within the next 15 to 20 minutes. We even had one thunderstorm cell or shower, heavy one, pop up here on the east side, right where the Detroit River meets Lake St. Clair. That is also moving off to the east. Now, to our west, farther to our west, there are more clouds, more thunderstorms and showers, or more unstable air that is set to move in here come later this afternoon. So although it's not raining right now here in Detroit, there is the possibility of showers and thunderstorms popping up with the heat of the day and the increased humidity. It's already 86 degrees here at the lunch hour, but it feels even higher than that. For example, it's 84 over in Ann Arbor, 87 in Mount Clemens, but you factor in the humidity, it feels like, or the heat index is 91 in Mount Clemens. Drink plenty of water or fluids. Also, if you're in Monroe, it feels like 94 there. So watch out because of the heat. We'll talk more about those thunderstorms on the way for this afternoon and your weekend forecast in minutes.
All right, Andrew, we'll see you in just a little bit. An investigation is underway now after 3 people are shot on Detroit's east side. It happened early this morning on Yonka Street, and we're told all 3 victims are between the ages of 27 and 31. They were all taken to the hospital, and they're recovering right now. Police tell us the suspected shooter was driving a blue Dodge Charger. A night of fun in Romulus turns into chaos after a fight breaks out at a fireworks show. Tempers were flaring during the Romulus Community Fireworks Show. Police telling us that 3 adults and 9 minors were arrested after the fight broke out. This was just last night. And right now, there's no word on what might have led to this fight, but we're told that there were no serious injuries. New at noon, the Supreme Court will weigh in on a major immigration decision. Today, the justices decided they're going to take up whether President Trump can end the Obama-era program that shields young immigrants from deportation. President Trump ordered an end to the DACA program back in 2017, which led to nationwide protests. 4 federal courts have blocked the president from ending it immediately. And it was a morning of meetings and photo ops for President Trump in Japan for the G20 summit there. The sit-down that's getting the most headlines this afternoon is the one between Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin. It's their first meeting since a federal investigation documented extensive evidence of Russian meddling in the 2016 election. Listen to an exchange between the world leaders. Now, the meeting on the world stage comes as tensions rise with Iran. The Senate is set to vote on an amendment today that would require President Trump to get congressional approval before using federal funds for military action against the country. Turning to decision 2020 now, the first Democratic presidential debate is in the books. On night 2, 10 candidates went head-to-head, trying to break away from the pack. And there were some breakout moments, some of them pushing the frontrunner, Joe Biden, to explain himself. Here's Craig Boswell with highlights.
Joe Biden went into last night's debate the frontrunner, but today is on defense after Kamala Harris bore down on the former vice president's record on civil rights.
It was hurtful to hear you talk about the reputations of 2 United States senators who built their reputations and career on the segregation of race in this country.
It's a mischaracterization of my position across the board. I did not praise racist.
In the most gripping moment of the debate, Harris criticized Biden for supporting school busing, telling a story of a little girl who experienced it firsthand.
And that little girl was me.
I did not oppose busing in America. What I opposed is busing ordered by the Department of Education.
Biden defending his record and joining other candidates attacking the current president.
The American people understand that Trump is a phony, that Trump is a pathological liar and a racist.
Mayor Pete Buttigieg held his own, but was pressed on his response to a controversial police shooting.
So under Indiana law, this will be investigated, and there will be accountability for the officer involved.
But you're the mayor. You should fire the chief if that's the policy and someone died.
A debate with several flashpoints, but broad agreement on one issue in particular.
I have proposed getting to universal health care, which we need to do. It is a right.
With a show of hands, all 10 candidates affirmed their plans would provide coverage for undocumented immigrants. Some have referred to last night's debate as the frontrunner debate. We'll see if those polling positions change as the candidates fan out across the country. Craig Boswell, NBC News, Washington.
Well, after last night's second round of the Democratic debate, Google Trends says a lot of Michigan residents Googled Marianne Williamson more than any other candidate. All right, throwing money out of the window. The mistake that many are making as they age that's forcing them to lose out on more than $100,000. That story's coming up. But first, the white supremacist who rammed his car into a group of protesters in Charlottesville, Virginia, is about to be sentenced. We'll tell you what he's begging the judge to do. That's coming up.